Water, a primal element, a force that nourishes, erodes, and renews. It moves between sky, land, and sea, teaching us that all things are connected in endless cycles. Before we dive in, ask yourself, could Noah's Ark story have been plagiarism? We probably have all heard the story of Noah and his ark. For most of us in the Western world, this has been a part of Judeo-Christian culture. But do we know of other similar stories that may have come before Noah? Could they somehow have influenced each other, and in what ways? Let's explore the flood story and uncover this mystery. But before we do, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. The Ziusudra myth, one of the earliest flood stories, originates from ancient Sumeria. It tells of humanity's near destruction through a divine flood and their subsequent survival thanks to a chosen hero. This tale prefigures later flood myths such as the biblical story of Noah and the Epic of Gilgamesh. Let's explore this captivating story. The Sumerian flood myth centers on Ziusudra, a king of Shuruppak. The gods, angered by humanity's clamor and sins, decide to destroy all life with a great flood. The pantheon of Sumerian gods, led by Enlil, grows weary of humanity's noise and chaos. Enlil decrees a flood to cleanse the earth. However, the wise god Enki disagrees and secretly warns Ziusudra, a righteous king, of the impending disaster. Enki instructs Ziusudra to construct a massive boat capable of withstanding the deluge. He provides specific instructions. The boat must be sealed with bitumen to make it watertight and large enough to carry animals, seeds, and his family. For 7 days and nights, Ziusudra and those on the ark endure the raging waters, surviving through Enki's intervention. After the flood subsides, Ziusudra's ark comes to rest on a mountaintop. He emerges and offers sacrifices to the gods in gratitude. Enlil, initially angered, is eventually pacified and blesses Ziusudra with immortality for preserving life and demonstrating devotion. But myths, like rivers, flow from one land to the next. The flood of Ziusudra was not forgotten. It became the flood of Utnapishtim, told with different names, yet echoing the same divine storm. The Mesopotamian flood myth, preserved within the Epic of Gilgamesh, emerges as one of the most enduring stories of survival and divine judgment. Utnapishtim recounts the ancient tale. The gods, burdened by humanity's noise and transgressions, decree a flood to annihilate all life. Enlil, chief of the gods, demands silence on the matter, but the compassionate god Enki defies this command. Utnapishtim is instructed to construct a vast ship, sealed with pitch and fashioned to precise dimensions, broad as it is tall, with decks to house animals, seeds, craftsmen, and his family. For 6 days and 7 nights the tempest rages, swallowing mountains and drowning the world. Utnapishtim's ark drifts to rest upon Mount Nisea. Emerging from the vessel, Utnapishtim offers a sacrifice to the gods. Though Enlil rages at the survival of mortals, Enki rebukes him, urging mercy and wisdom. Pacified, Enlil bestows immortality upon Utnapishtim and his wife, granting them eternal life at the world's edge. What began in the songs of Mesopotamia found its reflection in the scriptures of Israel. Utnapishtim's survival became Noah's salvation, and the flood was remembered anew. Humanity, steeped in violence and corruption, provokes divine judgment. And so God decrees a flood to cleanse the earth of its wickedness. God instructs Noah, build a vast ark, crafted with gopher wood, and sealed with pitch, with room enough to house his family and pairs of every living creature. For 40 days and 40 nights the rain pours without ceasing. After many months, the ark comes to rest upon the mountains of Ararat. Noah emerges and offers sacrifices to God in gratitude. Pleased by his devotion, God establishes a covenant with Noah and his descendants. God vows that never again will the world be destroyed by flood. The flood, told and retold across ages, binds together the destinies of Ziusudra, Utnapishtim, and Noah. Though their names belong to different lands and tongues, their stories rise from the same waters, tales of divine judgment, human frailty, and survival by the will of higher powers. Each man stands as a chosen figure, warned of impending doom and entrusted with the preservation of life through the building of a great vessel. Ziusudra is instructed to seal his ark with bitumen, while Utnapishtim and Noah were instructed to seal their arks with pitch. And all three were instructed to save animals, seeds, and their families. However, in Utnapishtim's case, Enki knew it would be difficult to rebuild the world, so he instructed Utnapishtim to also save craftsmen specifically. In all three cases, the catastrophe lasts for days on end. For Ziusudra, it was 7 days and 7 nights. For Utnapishtim, it was 6 days and 7 nights. While Noah had the harshest experience by far, his storm lasted for 40 days and 40 nights. When the waters recede, all three heroes step forth from their arks, offering sacrifice and gratitude, and their devotion moves the divine to mercy. Ziusudra and Utnapishtim both received the gift of immortality for their courage and devotion to their gods. However, Noah, showing great faith and devotion to his one true God, only received a promise that the world would never be struck with such a flood again. Together, these stories remind us that myth is both mirror and map. A reflection of the fears and faith of those who told it, and a guide through the mysteries of existence. The flood may have receded long ago, but its echo endures, teaching us of justice, survival, and the eternal search for meaning beneath the will of the divine. What do you think? Was Noah's story plagiarism or just coincidence? Let us know in the comments below. Thank you for joining us. If you liked the story, please don't forget to like, it really helps us out. And if you want to join us for future stories, make sure to subscribe and turn on post notifications so you don't miss out on all the fun content we have planned for you.